You're watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
Okay, we're back. Susan Eaton is our guest. She's the GM of the Wilmington Convention Center, opening in January. You'll have a chance to preview it during a series of preview events. What kind of operational budget do you have for what you do for running the center?
Our operational budget is approximately $1.2 million, and from that we will operate the food and beverage operation, the total event
your sales team,
operations, the event staff, and so forth.
I'm curious about how this works in terms of generating revenue and how that gets dispersed. The city hired SMG to run the facility. Is it run on a percent? Do they get a percentage? Does the city pay SMG an annual fee? And then is there, as you generate revenue, does some of that come back to the city? How does that work?
Mm-hmm. Well, SMG, as we do in every city, we work on a management fee basis.
So the city pays you an annual fee to manage it?
Yes.
Then the revenue that comes in, what happens? How does that?
Well, that basically goes back to offset the deficit. So as we...
Does that go to the city?
Oh, yes.
It goes to the city. So
absolutely.
Any money that's generated by the convention center goes to the city, and the city pays SMG an annual fee to run it. And your target date is January 13th?
Well, actually, it's approximately January. Again, we do have a few events that will start in November. November 14th, we'll have our first event, which is the Cape Fear Wedding Show, and we'll have subsequent events following that on the weekends. Those are primarily open to the public.
And you have a trade event coming up, trade show event?
Well, that is somewhat of a trade show event, and it is open to the public. It's an exhibit show, so those interested in the subject matter can come and enjoy the building. And
people are going to be interested in the building. I mean, this has been a pretty high-profile issue for many, many, many years.
I'm excited for when they start coming in and enjoying the beautiful artwork that a team of artists have worked to get to the center, and really going to enhance the space.
Are you expecting an announcement anytime soon about a hotel deal? Are you in the loop about that?
I am in the loop. The city really is heading that project up. They had sent bids out earlier in the year, and they have
nothing to announce.
Nothing to announce yet, but
you think?
I'm hopeful that something will happen within the year.
How upsetting will construction on a hotel be as the convention center is operating, and it won't be built by January? So,
construction is always a risk while you have a building up and operating. I do believe that the design of the building will help us. There has been a main focus on soundproofing and sort of insulating sound from the building to a certain extent. We hope to work with any contractor to identify times and so forth when they'll be doing certain types of drilling and making loud noises. But
how many permanent jobs will the facility generate?
The permanent jobs will be approximately 14 full-time positions.
And then temporary jobs on an as-need basis?
Yes, based on the event and the time frames of the events going off.
And I know one of the major advantages of convention centers are the impact it has on the local economy. Is there any projection on that? Or do you have a projection in your mind about what you'd like to see happen?
Well, I do know that in our first year, with the bookings that we have so far in terms of convention business, we have secured 13 conventions, and we will probably look at an economic impact of about $4 to $5 million, economic impact to this New Hanover County. So that means that those folks coming in
You mean from what you have booked so far?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's just convention business. That does not include
Trade shows and that kind of thing.
It doesn't include consumer shows, doesn't include some of the other functions that we book
Susan,
by SMG.
There was criticism early on about not making the facility more concert-friendly in the development as a way to increase usage. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I do look at our exhibition hall as a multi-purpose facility. It does not feature some of the built-in seating like let's say a Trask.
But you could accommodate
we could accommodate
a
musical events.
How many could you seat?
Seat probably with, given typical production and so forth, probably about 2,000 people or so comfortably.
2,000?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You've been talking to the Azalea Festival?
We have. As a matter of fact, I'll be meeting with them this afternoon.
Really?
Yes. They
announcement forthcoming?
Announcement forthcoming. I'm very hopeful.
What's the easiest part of selling the convention center, and what's the most challenging?
Well, the easiest part is this community. The hospitality community is one wonderful to work with as somebody in the industry, and the area is so beautiful and everything is so wonderful. In the downtown area primarily, it sells itself. We bring planners to the area all the time.
What's the hardest part?
The hardest part is
not having the hotel yet?
That would be one of the things on my list. There's really not. It's not too difficult when you're selling a new property. It makes it easy because the design
and
is
the
also
river
beautiful.
and the ocean, I imagine, really.
That's water is a major attraction, no matter where you go.
All right, this has been such a big issue, this convention center in the region for so long. The media has a lot of interest in the project and who's running things, and going to be watching very closely. How do you feel about that?
Well, I say give us a chance to prove what we can do. I think I have a good backbone with our company. I think that I have our staff, and combination with myself, we offer a lot of expertise and a lot of experience, and I also have confidence in the other hospitality associates in the area. I think we're doing a pretty darn good job right now.
Well, we're watching, and everybody's interested in how it's
We're
how
excited,
it plays out.
and I invite you down for
I'll
a
be
tour, and love to show you what's happening in the building. Every day when I go in and see the construction, it just is amazing to see the finishes and the functionality of the building, and I think everybody in this area should be very proud of what Wilmington has achieved.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you.
Susan
Thank you for
Eaton,
this
General
opportunity.
Manager of the Wilmington Convention Center. Next week, the growing local and national controversy about the immigration issue. County Commissioner Jonathan Barfield and immigration attorney Ken Hatcher will be our guests. And if you want to see Byline online, go to WILM-TV.com. I'm Don Ansell for Byline Wilmington. Have a great week.
You've been watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Join us every Sunday morning as we explore the issues that concern you.